Alright, John here, and today we're going to review another film. This is for Total Meltdown 2. He wanted me to talk about and review Sleepaway Camp 2, which I do have the original on Blu-ray, and I do like the movie. And I know that with the original, it's more of a slow build to the big reveal in the end, which we all know. And this one here, again, it's a complete tone shift where, this one is a more fun, straightforward slasher. And maybe that's why I like this a little bit more. Now, the story here, this time around, Angela Baker is played by Pamela Springsteen, who is the sister of Bruce Springsteen, which, funny enough, they did not know during the filming. They found out, a lot of the cast found out years later. But, yeah, they were totally unaware during the making of the movie. But her character, she escapes from a mental hospital and she surfaces at a summer camp as a counselor, and she's lecturing to teenagers about proper moral behavior, and the teens, they're breaking the rules and stuff and having sex and all, doing all this crazy stuff. And then she begins to murder, people within the camp. And that's kind of the story here to the movie. And again, Pamela Springsteen, I thought, she does a nice job here, as Angela. I mean, Felicia Rose, I still liked her in the original movie. I have met her before. Man, that's kind of a funny story. This was about 5 years ago, and I went to a convention in Charlotte, Mad Monster Party, and she was there. And some of my friends that I hooked up there with at the convention, they knew her, and they have been, they've known Felicia Rose for I don't know how long, but they knew who she was, they knew her, and they met up with her in a lobby, and I was there with them, and they told her that I had never had seen the film before. And then suddenly everybody parted like this, and she ran up to me and gave me a big hug. And yeah, that was cool. Never got an autograph or, a picture with her, but, she ran up to me and gave me a big hug, and they were like, yeah, he's never seen the movie. He's never seen, Sleepaway Camp. And she just ran up to me and gave me a big hug. And, that was pretty cool. So, again, I've met her. She was very nice. And, yeah, she does a lot of conventions now. She's everywhere. But, I thought Pamela Springsteen in this movie here, again, I thought she did fine. And, the characters looked like, compared to the original, in the original movie, the character was very quiet, not much dialogue. Here, the character is, more chatty, teaching these kids about moral behavior and, don't have sex and don't do this, and telling the girls, don't flash your breasts and all that stuff, which you do. You see some, breasts here in the movie, and that's another thing about that I like about the movie. You get to see some boobs. But yeah, Pamela Springsteen, she does a nice job here. Renee Estevez, and I've seen her before in some other stuff, but she's a character here in the movie. Walter Gotell, he's the uncle in the movie here. He's with the camp, and I've seen this guy before. He was the character of General Gogol, and he was in a few Bond movies. He played this reoccurring character of General Gogol. He was in The Spy Who Loved Me. He was in Moonraker. He was in the X-Files episode Paperclip, for people that remember that one. But unfortunately, he's passed away. But he was good here. So the cast is good. And the one thing I didn't mention, why Felicia Rose didn't come back, is that at the time, well, she read the script and she didn't like, the comedy, like, some of the comedy that was thrown into the movie here. But at the time, from what I gather, she was preparing for college. And I understand, not coming back, to this movie here because, again, this is a complete, tone shift from the original. The original was more subtle, it's more low-key. Again, it's more of a slow build-up to the big reveal, where this one, the character of Angela, is more outgoing. This time around, she's a counselor, which, kind of makes sense in a way, that the character would come back as a counselor and would teach about moral behavior. Like, I thought that idea worked. And I understand if, maybe some people out there don't like the movie or, feel that, it's totally opposite of the first movie. And again, I like the first movie, but I think for me, with this one here being more of a fun, straightforward slasher, that's my kind of movie. And you get some boobs. I can't lie. I'm a man. I like to see some boobies. So you get that too. But, yeah, so I do like the fact that this one here is more of like, it knows what it is. It's more fun. It's more straightforward. And you get some good body count. Like, I think you have like 18 kills in the movie. You got a couple of people that are burned with fire. You got somebody's throat being slit. The character of Angela drowns somebody in an outhouse toilet. She strangles somebody with a guitar string. You got one person that is burned with battery acid. You got a couple of kills with a knife. And so, yeah, you got some good body count here. Like 18 kills. So, yeah, that's another thing as to why I like this a little bit more. Again, it's more of a slasher. It's aware of what it is. And, yeah, I don't know what else I can really say here. The film, it's about an hour and 20-something minutes. The guy who directed it, Michael Simpson, yeah, he would go on to direct the third movie, Sleepaway Camp 3, which I know they also did a fourth one later on, which I've never seen, but I've heard not too many good things about the movie. And I haven't seen the third one, so I can't really comment on that. But, again, what I really liked here about the movie, I thought Pamela Springsteen, I thought she did a good job here as Angela. And you bought her performance, you bought her being a counselor. And you could tell that even though, Pamela Springsteen, I was kind of like looking for interviews with her to talk about the movie, and you can't really find anything out there, not even on YouTube. And that's kind of a shame because I wonder, what she thinks about this movie. Does she even like the movie now? Would she talk about the movie now? Because I thought she was fun as the Angela character. And I thought, she did a good job here, and I would like to see, if she would ever provide, like, again, I was going around on YouTube trying to find interviews, and you can't really find much out there. But I thought she did a good job, and, some of the people in the cast, I recognized the uncle in the movie, Walter Gotell, and I've seen him in some stuff, and you got a good body count, you got some boobage, and it's a fun, straightforward slasher that I, for me, prefer a little bit more. As much as I like the original, and again, that's more of a, slow build, low-key movie. I appreciate what, the ending, the reveal, but this one here, it is more like my cup of tea. So, yeah, but that's it for my review of Sleepaway, if I could say it right. Sleepaway Camp 2, I think it's a good slasher. But thank you again to Total Meltdown 2. Thank you for watching. Hope I did a good job with this review here. But have a good day, and I will see you guys later.